it's Tamara from Born to Run Pet Care. Brenna! Just out and about on a Monday morning, enjoying the beautiful day. We've just had a little walk at the pond at Pontop Pike. Really nice day. I just thought I'd do a little bit of a training bite for you with my dogs. I say my dogs are pretty well behaved. They're not puppies anymore. Brenna's about 13. Bray's 7 today on the 27th of March. Happy birthday, Bray. And Taryn is now 5. So they not puppies anymore. Generally do everything I want. Pretty predictable, pretty solid. But at the end of the day, remember that they are just dogs. They're not robots. So there's always a chance things could go wrong. But as long as you're aware of the risks and you weigh the risks up, keep an eye out for possible dangers, other people's naughty dogs, people not controlling the dogs, then you shouldn't really have any problem. So, like I say, we're out of my lot. It's beautiful. I'll just pop it on here so I can have my hands free. There we go. Okay, so with recall, it's something that people struggle with quite a lot. And people make many mistakes with recall. And that's perfectly normal. Unless you've got the right recipe for a good recall, it can very easily go wrong. The world is so much more interesting to some dogs than you are. The world has rabbits and squirrels and deer and other dogs and people and abandoned food and really gross things like dead things, human poo. Oh yes, unfortunately dogs do like that. It's not so much of a problem here, but I know dog walker friends who live in cities and walk the dogs around the local parks that have a big problem with that. But anyway, so recall, mine are all pretty good with recall, like I say. Apart from Brenna, who I haven't had from a puppy. Brenna was a dog's trust dog, came to me as an adult, and who already had a strong chase instinct for deer and things, so very occasionally Brenna will take off after things and not always come back straight away. She comes back eventually, but obviously that's not what we want. So with Brenna is heavily monitored. You've got to have your eye on Brenna all the time. You've got to keep your eye watching her body language to see if it changes, because it changes just before she's about to do off on one. So I have to keep my eye on her all times. But to be honest, it only takes a split second of me being distracted and sometimes she's away. And she's getting worse the older she gets. So Brenna spends a lot more time on the lead than the other two do. Okay, I've got my treats out. Right, they know I've got them. They always know I've got treats and a ball on me, which is things that you need to be more interesting than other things that are going on here. So they're sticking close by me, so go on girls, go on, go and find it. Go on, go and find it. Saying what are we finding? Go on. Okay, what's this? Taryn, Bray, Brenna, good girls. Good girl, sit. Oh, that's clever. That's clever. You see, I made a mistake there. Sometimes it does happen. I got Taryn to sit when she came to me. So the treat in her mind is for sitting and not for coming back. So what you want to do when your dogs come back to you, come here girls, clever girls, is just treat them straight away. Lovely positive voice. Whee! Keep it light. Make sure that your body language is nice and open and friendly. Thanks, Bray. You've got to get in the car like that. Nice and open and friendly. It's hard if they have gone off and not done as they've told. They've perhaps embarrassed you in front of somebody by not listening. They've gone to harass another dog. They've did off after a squirrel and are running around a tree. And when they finally come back, you can be so infuriated with them that they haven't listened and that you're embarrassed and people are looking at you going, she hasn't trained her dogs. It's easy to want to tell them off. You feel it, oh, I want you to learn not to do that. And your embarrassment and your annoyance at them not coming back takes over. But you and I know, take it out of there. You and I know that's not the way to do it. You tell a dog off, when it finally does come back to you, next time that dog's going to think, now, I went back to her, but she told me off. I didn't like it. It was scary. What I was doing was much more interesting, chasing that other dog, chasing that squirrel, taking myself off after a smell. I think I'll just saunter back to her next time. I won't rush because she's going to tell me off. And of course that makes you more angry that the dog's dawdling more and not coming back to you. And then you're even more infuriated. And you don't even have to say anything to a dog for them to know that you are seething with them. Your body language and everything, they can tell from a distance that you're angry with them, and that makes them not want to come back. So, basics of recall. To begin with, keep them on a long line if you know that they're going to struggle with things. And that way you have the control, but they still have the freedom, and you can do training. You can practice sending them back, bringing them back to you, sending them away again. So that's a basic. Once you do start letting them off, randomly call them back and treat them, and just give them a reward, tell them they're good girls and boys, and then let them go off running again. Because you don't want to do recall only when you've got to put them back on the lead, because they start to associate being recalled to the game being over, back on the lead, boring times, going off home. So recall them randomly out through your walk, give them a treat, tell them they're a good dog, send them back off again, do that however many times, and they'll get the message. They'll start wanting to come back to you. You know, mine always come back, even when there's something more interesting, as long as I've kept calm. If there's a situation arising, I've not been angry with them, I've recalled them, I've told them they're good, put them back on the lead, give them a reward. Yeah, good dogs, good dogs. Further on, we let them off, repeat again. So yeah, basically, long line until you've done lots of training, lots of positive rewards when they're coming back. You know, what you also can do as well, if you've got a dog that's, well, on any dog I think it's a good idea, but if you've got a dog that doesn't like being grabbed, is when they do come back, Brie, come here, give them a good stroke like that, grab their collar, yeah, good girl, grab their harness, but don't do anything with it, just grab so they get used to it. And that way when they come back and you go to put the lead on by grabbing the collar, they're not going to freak out. I mean, there's so much more to recall training, but the basics is, don't get angry with them. It's not their fault that they haven't learned it yet. It's your fault for not teaching. So positive, lots of treats, lots of reward, yeah, lots of good dog, keep it light, lots of fun. After all, what's the point of having a dog if you're not going to have fun with it? You don't want to completely dominate a dog. You don't want to rule it with fear, because let's face it, what sort of life is that for anybody? And that dog won't respect you, it won't love you, not in the way that you want it to. It'll do what it's told out of fear of being booted, being kicked, being told off. That's no life for anybody. That's not the sort of relationship we want with our dogs. We want ones of fun, good times, good walks, enjoying the sun together, enjoying the snow, enjoying the walks, and them coming because you're a great fun person to hang around with. You've got the treats, you've got the ball, you've got the love. Ah, Bray heard me say ball there. So yeah, so have fun with your dogs out there and have a nice day. Bye.